Seconds in. Crouch. Bang. Set. Use.
No! Yes! This is the one! Can you come to the side? There's one side? Gee! Amanya! Amanya! Amanya, come on now. Which one? Shoot.
What is it? You can't see?
I can't.
Okay. Time back on. Select, play on. Play on. No, it was the leg.
Give me three. Come.
Roll away. Second back, Gavin. Play on. Play on.
Three again. Nice one.
What? They turn.
Stop up! It's alone!
Play on! You're off! Roll away, no hands! He's not the strong person to play the ball. High tackle. This guy. Hey, settle. You're going for? What is it?
Presentation. Walk on your
Run yango. Blue. Aha, good. Weleta kono sembera konga wana. Go bimanye international. You have 30.
Hello and welcome to the Graveyard. This is Kawowo Sports. You're watching the first leg of the Uganda Rugby Premier League semi-final. The Toyota Buffaloes visiting the Makerere Impis right here at the Graveyard. And as it stands, the score is 5-3 for the Impis. Try by Lincoln Mashati for the Impis. And the 2 points by Yasin Waswa for the Buffaloes.
Leon! Release! Stay, Nagalas. Advantage number 5 offside. Number 5 offside. Advantage not checking, number 5 offside. Number 5, eh?
Impis with the penalty. The Buffaloes are judged to be offside right there by the referee, Ronaldo Timber. Impis elect to go for the 3. And remember that Darren Oine has already attempted 1 kick today. He has missed that conversion. And now he attempts the 3 points off the tee.
Drop.
This young man, Darren Aine, had an incredible regular season, scoring over 140 points off his boat and also through tries that he scored in the regular season. But today, so far, his kicking boats are not with him. However, the game has just started, and we hope that both sides can finally find their footing and we have a very entertaining game on our hands. That is Clarence Muhumuza, the Impis captain, with a very big carry, but then he loses possession to Douglas Musoke, and subsequently the Buffaloes also lose possession, and now it is a scrum for the Makerere Impis, right in the middle of the pitch.
My bad.
Is it the scrum?
As you can see, the scrum is getting set up right there in the middle of the pitch. And for the Impis front row, that is...
Yeah. Oh, good. Offside.
As you can see, Clarence Aine with a very big carry right there, but then Douglas Musoke outwitted him, took possession, but then they ultimately lost it in the offload. And now we have a scrum on our hands. The Impis have Clarence Mumuza, Sejemba Harrison, and Atwari Kyle at the front row, whereas the Buffaloes have Takan Rodney, Mehdi Abdallah, and Balim Eddie at the front row.
Elbows up, elbows up.
The Makerere Impis with a not. The Makerere Impis with a not so. The Makerere Impis attempt a very good set play there, but it wasn't so clean. It didn't come off, and ultimately that forward pass condemns that pack to another scrum, and now it's the second scrum of the game, with the first one a little bit stable, but we can see some instructions coming in from the referee right there. That is Ronaldo Timber instructing the front row that he wants a little bit of stability.
Elbows up. Good. Ball is open. Ball is open. Tackle low. Tackle low number 3.
For the first time in this game, the Buffaloes have some valuable possession. Now they are running the ball, and of course that strong ball carrier, Douglas Musoke, they are causing problems for the Impis. And the Buffaloes still have the ball. And the Impis knock it on in the tackle. I think he'll get away with that one as just a simple knock-on, but then the Buffaloes decide to play on the advantage. Douglas Musoke right there again with another big carry, but the ball is ripped, and now we have to go back for the Buffaloes' advantage.
Let's have a scrum.
In the last 3 or so minutes, we have seen 3 scrums, more than we saw in the first opening stanzas of the game. And now it's another Buffaloes put in. Referee calls for a high tackle. Buffalo still with the possession. And now we go for that high tackle advantage.
Burning from the scrum. Captain. Yeah. Play is open. You guys don't want to play. Okay.
Impis out hustle Buffaloes right there, and then regain possession through pass Imposer, who has done that so very many times in today's game. But then the Impis hand possession back to the Buffaloes, who now attack once again. But Impis do not complete that tackle. Very textbook mistake from the boys of Makere. And now the Buffaloes are again on the onslaught. They have enjoyed the possession the most in the last 5 minutes or so. And now the Impis seem to have no answer for the Buffaloes.
Play. Leave, you're off, leave. He went off, eh? What is there? Play on.
And that is a rookie mistake right there by Darren Aine, who decides to go for his fist.
Don't tell me what to do. It's a knock-on. Don't tell me what to do.
Regain possession, but now it's going to be a Buffalo scrum after the Buffaloes enjoying some good spell of possession. Their only crime at the moment is not being able to regather those balls that they are passing. They are throwing a lot of those passes that are going to the ground instead of to hand. And if they are to continue with their dominance in this game, they will have to clean up in one of those areas. That is their passes sticking to the hands. But so far, they have had 3 put-ins of the 4 scrums.
You know, let's go seconds in.
And that is something that Impis have to think about in this game.
Catch.
Yes, let him now come.
Bang! Easy, nice and slow, easy. Set. Elbows up, elbows up. Hey, let's have a stable scrum. It's not slippery. You just don't know what to do. Keep your elbows up if you're the loser.
Referee Ronaldo Timber calls for a reset on this
But
occasion.
first me, I'll do so. Crouch. Bang. Set. Step. Play ball is open. Play.
And once again, passing Posa, as he has done so very many times over the years, and in this game already, he regains possession for the Impis. Just a few phases back there, Impis were guilty of not being sharp enough to go for that open ball, as the referee has adjudged it open. And now they are once again guilty of not finding touch of their own penalty. But now they are handed possession once again by Yasin Waswa for a line out.
Let's go for water.
And at the water break,
can I hear louder hand claps from that for Sydney Gogodio? Put down your food, put down your drink. Let's become dude, put down your rolling. That's a rolling. Keep clapping, don't get tired.
that 1 minute hand clap you hear from the grounds at Makere are in respect to the late Sydney Gongodio, who unfortunately lost his life last night. He was a Stanbic Black Pirates player, a Uganda national 15s player who made his debut in 2023, and he had played about 12 tests for the country. Unfortunately, we do not get to see him lace his boots anymore, step on that pitch, make his club and country proud. May Sydney soul rest in eternal peace.
I would like to thank you so much for doing this until the end of the Rugby Championship. Again, back on we like to thank you so much for recognizing one of our own, and we'll keep doing this through until the end of the Rugby Championship. Thank you so much. Game live.
The game is going to resume with an Impis line out. That is Clarence Moomza over there holding the ball, ready to throw it in for the first line out of the game, surprisingly. And now a little bit of handling errors are now plaguing the Impis, because the jumper over there, that is Edwin Moomza, had regained the possession, but then the scrum half couldn't hold on. And of course that's a Buffalo's penalty, playing the ball from an offside position. Now it's a Buffalo's line out. For the first 20 minutes, we hadn't seen any line out, and now in just 1 minute, we see 2 line outs. And now it's time for the Buffaloes to show what they have at the line out. Remember that they have Mehdi Abdallah right there throwing. They have good jumpers like Joseph Teko, who is also their captain, who is in there ready to jump for them. And now we see what they can do in their own possession. Pass Imposer once again wins possession for the Impis. He has bailed them out very many times in this game. And next time that loss of possession in such a reckless manner may be punished severely. And this time surely Gavin Chiabo has to find touch. And once again he doesn't find touch. Now the Buffaloes attack again, but Philip Luteli there with very good defense.
No hands, Iraq. Get back, Green. Body's open. Get back. Body's open.
Offside, no. Knock on offside, ref.
No.
Knock on offside.
Sonny, knock on. I will change my mind. Say knock on, let's have a scrum.
Once again, the Buffaloes are guilty of ball handling
May they
errors
not
after
come
putting
kill
in
the
a very
ball.
good shift there.
Service
You could have
scrum.
seen players like Kennedy Momza, formerly of the Impis, putting in a very good and big shift there. Of course, Douglas Musoke has been putting in the business in this game, and now we can see players like David Bajanasek of the Buffaloes coming to the party, and of course Humphrey Ndahura, very good 7s player, and of course a good 15s player as well, but showing what he can do in a 15s game when his fellow 7 superstars like Daniel Otim were for national duty. And now it is an Impis put in Trevor Kabanda right there. The scrum half. Of course, the Impis showing what they can do with ball in hand. That was a very incredible kick from fly half Edgar Kimanzi. Cross kick goes all the way across the pitch and finds Darren Aine, whose scintillating run is only stopped by the good defense of Humphrey Ndahura. Otherwise, Impis were almost in for another try, and now the Buffaloes have a defensive scrum on their own line, and that looks like a knock-on surely. The Buffaloes just managed to exit there on 22. And that is a very good touch finder. And of course, they catch their breath now as they go for that line out. And with the score at 5-3, this is still anyone's ball game. The Impis go to the air once again, but this time they're not so lucky to regain that possession. As the flanker right there, Edwin Mohomza knocks it on while going into the air to reclaim it. And now it is another Buffalo scrum. I feel like this last 20 minutes of the game have had more scrums than we had in the initial opening stages of the game. But so far, the scrums have been equally measured. There isn't a lot of dominance from one side or the other, and it has been a simple put in and pull out. Now the question is whether Buffaloes runs that ball or they go to the air and exit, and Yasin decides to go with the latter. The exit. That's a very good kick. And under pressure, Darren finds touch.
Get closer to where the ball is. When I need something on the pitch, I'll tell you, but I need you more understand where the ball is, you go where they are.
The Buffaloes force a more right there, but the Impis defense is equal to it. Now the ball pops out. But looked like there was an offside there. Buffalo still with the possession. Now the Buffaloes are mounting the pressure with those pick and drives. Of course, they have a very good set of forwards that can execute this sort of play. Now we wait to see what comes of it, but the Impis have been defending with all their hearts. Whether that will be enough or whether the Buffaloes leave this area with a few points, wait and see. And once again in this game, the Makerere Impis survive. The referee, Ronaldo Timber, judges that to be held up by the Impis defenders, and now it's going to be a goal line drop for them. Remember last week against the Cubs, the Impis scored a very beautiful drop goal directly off a goal line drop, and now we see where they decide to kick and how they kick. Whether they go high or they go deep, that is now in the hands of Gavin Chirabo, who is holding the ball. Now Philip Mutebi of the Impis receiving some attention right there before the game can resume with a goal line drop. And at the far end, This has really been a start-stop first half. And you can see a few injury breaks, water breaks, scrums, and line out. And at this moment, you can see the prop, Kyle, that is Kyle Atuhari of the Impis, changing his pairs of boots. Probably see some stronger scrummaging from the young lad who has been very impressive across the regular season and at the playoffs. That's a very good kick. It goes all the way into the 22 of the Buffaloes, and now they decide to run it. That is Humphrey Ndaura to Hector. Humphrey once again, he sees the gap but decides to pass. Yusuf Katende is equal to Rodney Takan's carry. And now Humphrey once again coming in deep from that 15 roll. The Buffaloes were cooking, and that is Uncle Ols, Olonyi Moses, who received a very good pass from Humphrey, but then his pass was judged to have gone forward to his fellow center, that is Kennedy Muhumza. Trevor Kabanda doing all the hard work, but ultimately losing out on possession there with a funny offload that doesn't go to hand. And Yasin's kick goes straight to Gavin Chirabo, who returns it with interest as Yasin knocks on while trying to receive that ball once again. And now it is going to be an Impis possession just before the 22 of the Buffaloes. And in the previous scrum, you could see that the Impis were not so comfortable as they have been in the previous games and in the regular season, where their forwards pack, especially that front row, has been very dominant. But this time, Obalim Eddie and Rodney Takan, as well as Mohamed Abdallah, have done very well to quell that Impis front row. But for how long, we'll wait and see. That is Trevor Kabanda with the feed once again. This time he decides to find his line, and his line has disappointed. Terry Nwagaba could not hold on to that pass, and now the Impis are back under pressure with Buffaloes having the possession. Yasin Waswa trying to cook something. Impis with some quick thinking right there. Darren Ines scratches the ball very fast, and then they regain a very good chunk of meters, some good real estate right here at the Makere rugby pitch, and now they find themselves in a very good kickable position. And of course, for the third time in the game today, Darren Ines is called upon, and for the third time we wait to see whether this time he's going to be
Impis 5,
perfect from the team.
Toyota Buffaloes 3. Brian, good to see you here. Okay. With your beard. Penalty attempt. Ensuing.
And at the third time of asking, Darren Aine is good from the tee, and the score now comes to 8 for the Impis and 3 for the Buffaloes, who have had the bigger chunk of possession in this half of the game. Yasin Waswa to restart us.
Once you hear the beats, you know one of the teams has extended.
And Impis once again
The
knocks
scoreline
on
of the scoreboard.
off the kickoff.
It is Impis 8. Toyota Buffaloes 3.
Now the Impis look like they're in trouble. Humphrey Ndahura,
Mombasa, it is
very
the
tricky
Kenya
runner.
Legends 5, Uganda Legends
But now
3.
we now go back to that advantage where the Impis were found to be offside right there. Lincoln Mashate shooting out a little bit too early from the line to close down those channels that the Buffaloes were trying to pass the ball into, and now what do they go for? They decide to go for the 3. Yasin Waswa once again called upon to get those 3 points off the tee, having put in one and already missed one. Yasin Waswa makes no mistake from the tee. He slots it in, and now those are 8 points for the Impis and 6 points for the Buffaloes right here at the graveyard. Remember, this is the first leg of the Uganda Rugby Premier League semi-finals. The first leg between the Toyota Buffaloes and the Impis happening right here at the Makere graveyard. Additionally, please take note that the semi-final between the Heathens and the Pirates was pulled because of the untimely demise of the Uganda Rugby 15's loose forward, that is Sydney Gongodi, who passed on yesterday.
When the scores
Gavin Chirabo gets us underway once again.
For the Buffaloes. The Buffaloes beginning to find the inroads until the footwear is down.
Rebels up and under only finds Douglas Musoke, who was waiting for it, and now the Buffaloes go on the attacker. That is Hector Twinomojisha with a very good run. But Edgar Kimanzi was there to defend. Not only was he there, but also Trevor Kabanda was there to get that turnover. And now Impis regain possession and pass Imposa, who starts very fast, but he goes alone. He appears to be in a little bit of trouble here. Douglas Musobe is playing like a man possessed right here. And as so far, he has put up his hand for man of the match for the Buffaloes. And of course, pass Imposa on the other end. Also putting up his hand for the man of the match for the Impis. Kicks straight out after calling for marking the Impis 22, and now we go for another short medical break. As you can see, the Impis player is still on the ground, getting a little bit of attention. That is the youngster Watulo, who is now back on his feet, but he looks to be in a little bit of pain here and there. And now we have another line out for the Buffaloes. As he has done so many times in today's game, Imposa once again regains that possession for the Impis. As you can see, he went very low in there and went straight to the ball, scooped it out of the basket right there, and now Impis have the possession, and Darren Aine will attempt to find touch again. That's a very good touch finder. It takes Impis almost to the 22 over the Toyota Buffaloes, and that is a very good attacking platform. That if the Impis forwards get it right in that line out, and of course the 9 who has not gone before in this game, straight off the line out, will also have to have his A game on if at all the Impis are to build something over this very beautiful platform that they have got. And they make a mess of it. Appear to have been over the ball right there, but Ronaldo Timber, the referee of the day, wasn't satisfied with that, and he stretched out his arm. Now we go back to that advantage for the Toyota Buffaloes. a very good touch finder from the Seminals Rugby because it goes almost deep into the Impis half and just after the Impis 22, and that could be a very good attacking platform for them. We have seen Captain Joseph Teko pull those balls out of the sky and try to attempt to form a ball right there, but the Impis haven't been falling for it.
No matter what we go. We go. Never for us we go.
And with that scampered line out, we come to the first half. Of course, the Impis have 8 and the Buffaloes have 6. But this has been a half of very many mistakes, a few handling errors here and there from both sides. And of course, the line out hasn't been so clean. But we're now going to the break with Impis in the lead, and we wait to see what happens in the second half. Because remember, these playoffs, it's very important to average very good points if I told you to proceed to the final of this tournament.
time. So for your case, I'm not so minding about what you do for it. I mind about the set pieces. Wherever I'm line out, I can see your camera. Again, I'm scrolling, I can see your camera. Every long about you do some feeder. Yeah, I'm not working with you. So there, when I'm about to compete, that's nothing. But I'll solve that with that.
When you see the chairman and the CEO talking, problems. CTO, yeah. I think we need to use the official channels. Just send an email. Second half of bounds. Impis.
Hello and welcome back. Hello and welcome back to this lovely match right here at the Makere Graveyard. Right before the start of the second half, the referee has called some order, given the captain some instructions to pass on to their specific camps. But for now, from the first half alone, we have a few statistics on our hands, thanks to our friends at Tessinitek. Of course, the score is 6 Buffaloes and 8 Impis. And the Buffaloes have visited Impis 22 6 times, while Impis have only managed 4 visits to the Buffaloes 22. Impis has the only try of the game, and Buffaloes has more line breaks. Those are 3 to Impis' 1 in the game. The kicking so far has been almost similar with the Buffaloes having 10 kicks and the Impis having 9 territorial kicks. And of course, the Buffaloes have conceded more penalties than Impis. That is 6 to the 4 penalties that Impis has conceded. And now we resume the second half with the kick from Yasin Waswa to get us underway in this first leg of the Uganda Rugby Premiership semi-final playoff, leg 1. Yasin's kick goes straight out, and now we shall restart from the center of the pitch. As you can see on the pitch, the Buffaloes have introduced Hussein Shane at that scrum half position. They have additionally added Aaron Wanyoto at the base of that scrum in that number 8 position. And now it is Impis's feed to get us underway for the second half. Trevor Kabanda with the ball.
Impis 8, Toyota Buffalo 6. We are in the second half of this game.
The Impis have as well made some changes, introducing that is Brian Igabo onto the pitch to strengthen that pack. And for Impis's first kick of the second half, they have decided to go for goal. That is Darren Aine electing polls, and of course the tea has been brought for him. He has had not a very good success rate on the boat in the first half. Remember, he had 3 kicks and only 1 was successful, and now he opens his bank once again in the second half to see whether he can make any deposit or once again leave some points on the board begging. That kick once again goes wide. Yeah, I did at the beginning of the half. Darren's kick once again goes wide, and it's a 22-meter drop for the Buffaloes. However, this is a point of concern for the Impis, as their best kicker can't seem to find his kicking boots. Now the Impis go to the air once again.
Distance good, accuracy lacking. Second half of the first semi-final. And they have been robbed.
Aaron Wanyoto's momentum is used against him right there, and that landing didn't look so good. And I think referee Ronald Ultimba is going to have a small word with the captains. And unfortunately, it is the captain himself who commits the sin and is sent to the sin bin. And this is the first yellow card of the game. The Buffaloes haven't received any card as yet. And this was the first card for that tip tackle on Aaron Wanyoto, who has just been introduced in the second half. For a moment there, momentum shifted to the Impis with that very beautiful kick and chase game from Gavin Mutara and from Gavin Chirabo, and Darren Aine, but now momentum has shifted back to the Buffaloes, who make an attempt at goal now. That kick from Yasin Waswa doesn't go in, and the Buffalo and the Impis will have a moment to breathe and think about their actions right there. Of course, Impis making the change at the front row.
Substitution,
having lost out on their captain, that is Clarence Mwanza, to the sin bin.
Time back on. If you're ready. Okay, red, fall back. No. Roll away. No, no, no.
Surely Asinyosa is in after that very good work by Humphrey Ndohura, who ran the length of the pitch, slicing through the Impis defense as he found them in a zigzag manner, and capitalized on that to score Buffalo's first try of the game through Yasin Waswa, who now receives a boost and possibly gets the confidence that he needed to finally begin cracking more penalties or more kicks off the tee, and now we wait for his conversion. Surely this time Yasin makes no mistake from the tee, and he puts Buffaloes in the lead. The Impis still have 8 points to the Buffaloes 13.
You ready? For what?
Then he dropped it back. Like he dropped it, then he moved.
To his side? No, no, it wasn't no call. Let's go.
The goal right now, Impis A, Buffaloes, Rugby. Yasin Waswa goes down after a brilliant third watch from the Buffaloes. And he converts on try. Green. Good to see you.
The Impis back line was caught up there in two minds. Maximan's wondering whether to clear or to pass. Ultimately, pass to Kabanda. Kabanda kicked straight out.
Let's go. Cherak. Yo off. Play on. Release. Numbers.
That man there once again passing closer to the rescue for the Impis. The Buffaloes have come back for the second half, very energized. They have spent all the stuff in the Impis half. And ultimately, Impis is going to be punished for this lack of possession, because you can't play rugby without the ball.
Lift our red. Green. Get back. Advantage, no call.
Handling errors again, coming back to haunt the Impis here.
Advantage over. You're off, you're off, you're off. Leon. Serak. Get back.
Buffaloes are piling on some valuable phases right here with all those kicker drives. And the Impis have been kept in the back foot, having to defend for most of this second half. And that's it. That is a good hustle by the Impis. They get back the possession and they are now in survival mode. They've been surviving for a little too well in this second half. Their loose forwards bailing them out once again with those turnovers. Now it's an Impis penalty once again. That is a good touch finder from Darren Aini. We are going to have a very short injury break for the Buffaloes player to be assessed.
Tell them to come out.
However, the referee looks like he wants to get on with it, as the injured player is nowhere within the vicinity of play. That player is Kennedy Mumuza, a man who has been tackled several times, a man who has left his heart on this pitch several times for the Makere Impis, and now he comes in for the Buffaloes, hoping to make history and reach the first final of the Uganda Rugby Premier League with the Buffaloes.
Hey, take a look, take a look. Let it go, release. Get back. Release. No clear release.
Impis catch another breather as the Buffaloes are guilty of not releasing. And now the Impis are going to visit the Buffaloes 22 for the first time in the second half, as the Buffaloes have spent the largest part of this second half in the Impis 22, in the Impis half, and have scored a try from there, have converted that try.
If you're red,
Have converted that try as well.
if you're black.
Handling errors have been plaguing the Impis throughout this game. You can even see the substitute Hisham Kabanda right there, who made an error right after he had just come on. And now the Impis will have to forget about those errors and concentrate on the game ahead, as they have to score now. And again, the handling errors come in there. And they really need to just calm down and play their game, because for a minute they were in charge and now they are not.
Advantage over.
That is a good feint from Clive Lumu. Another handling error.
No cone. No cone. Let's have a scrum.
That was another handling error from Hisham Kabanda, who has just come on in the second half.
Tight. Okay. Tight. Come on. Keep on in front of the food.
I'm talking to you, budget.
Step 5. Let's go, crouch. No. Set.
It's a Buffalo scrum, and Hussein feeds.
Say out.
And with that Hussein kick that has gone straight out, we have to go back from the point where he kicked, and that will be Impis possession to throw in for the line out.
Guys on the line?
Number. Number. Five.
The rest are 10.
Now an Impis line out, and as you can see, that is a Desmond Uwimana who is going to throw for the Impis. Yeah, so far had one throw in this half. In a half,
No, they called 5.
Impis have used 3 hookers. They regain possession right there. That is a blatant high tackle.
Advantage. So held up. Number 5. You go for
And that is going to be a yellow card for Douglas Musoke, who is guilty of a blatant high tackle on the Impis player right there. And Douglas is going to spend.
No.
Now decision time. We'll see what the Impis elect to do.
Went for Paul.
With very many options at their disposal, we'll now wait to see what they decide. And they go for the polls that haven't been very yielding in this game so far. With Darren missing 1 in the first half and missing 3 others in the first half. Remember that this being a home and away affair, it is very important how many points you average, especially at your own home. So keeping the scoreboard ticking is quite important in a fixture of this nature and magnitude. And now the Impis.
Successful. 11 to the Impis.
Impis have reduced on that deficit, putting that tally to 11 points. 11 points, that's to Buffalo's 13 points, and now they're only 2 points behind, looking for the next score in order to go ahead. But the Buffaloes have been the more clinical in this game, especially in the second half.
Advantage, no con. Advantage over. Captain. We're not going to continue to play like this. The
Buffaloes are guilty of playing the ball on the ground right there, with the Impis having the momentum and attacking. That was a very good run from the young Tosime Meshach, who offloaded to another young Terry, who carried very well and left some bodies in his wake. And now with Darren in a feeling like he has gotten into his groove, he once again calls for the 3 points. And once again, we wait to see whether this time he will be as lucky as he was on the previous attempt, where he put in the 3 points and reduced the Impis deficit to only 2 points behind. And now looking to go 1 point ahead.
Let's go for water. Let's go for water, 1 minute. Let's go for water.
What a break!
Darren Aine's kick goes straight, doesn't go in. Now we're going to the water break with Impis 2 points behind, and the Buffaloes leading 13 to Impis 11. We shall restart the game with a 22 drop from the Buffaloes.
What?
Even your guys are there. It's either way. So because our committee.
Good things.
We've talked about it.
And the
So
we cannot continue playing like this. Just have a word.
we manage this last 20 minutes.
Where's the ball? Ball. Eh? Who? 10. Head on, Peter. It's okay, it's okay. Make sure you find the kicker. Yes, okay. Time is still off. Time is still off.
We are about of this game. Meanwhile, in Mombasa, Kenya Legends 5, Uganda Legends 8.
Cool. I see. Otukanga pako sawa. Ize atulinde call impose. Time is back on.
Yes, and gets us under once again. And Chirabo goes for the high ball.
Yeah. When the ball knocks the ground, you can, yeah. Yeah. So
Impis very intention on putting some points on the board, and you could see right there from Edgar Kimanzo attempted a drop ball, but that wasn't good. And then they make a very, very, very rookie mistake right here. Yasin was kick looked like he was going into touch, but then the young Clark Bohamba decided just to go for it, making a very rookie mistake right there. And now it's a line out for the Buffaloes, and they have the experience Ronald Kanyanya on the pitch.
It's okay, you said 5, it's okay, play. Stay. Scrum.
With that Buffaloes knock on, the Impis catch a breather. And they will start with a scrum of their own, with a different looking front row right there. That is Hisham Kabanda, Desmond Owimana, and the captain himself, Clarence Mumza.
Crouch! Bang! Easy, elbows up. Set!
Hold it.
Hold. Ulinda scrum leterera kati ngaawo sootekamu omupiira.
Hold it.
Stay.
Out. Charge him like that.
No.
Who's ball?
Red ball.
Harry.
No.
Who did it?
No.
Number 5.
Come.
That kick by Edgar Kimanzi finds good catch, and it is the Buffalo's possession, but it is in their half, and they'll either have to defend from there or exit. However, they have been very good on the counter-attack. We have seen runs from Hector. We have seen runs from Yasin Waswa himself. We have seen runs from Humphrey Duhura that have been splitting the Impis defense from deep and going as far as the Impis 5, and only being saved by Pass Imposer, who has been incredible over the ball, juggling everything that's moving and regaining that position for the Impis. But now he's going into a short injury break. David Bajanasek of the Buffaloes right there looking like he needs some attention. And you can see him limping off, and this may be the end. This may be the end of his game for today, as he has been a very strong ball carrier in the first half. He has been very incredible on the attack, and on the defense he has also done so well. And his day comes to an end and leaves his brothers out there to seal the win, as the Buffaloes are still in the lead, 13-11.
Come on. You come from the side. You come from the side. I said, yeah.
White chicken drink water, but they don't do it.
The ball is this side, eh?
The Buffaloes have done so well to defend. They are just holding up that winger, Clark Buhamba, and are not allowing him to free his hands to offload or to even pass or even to drop his knee on the ground for a full tackle. Now the Buffaloes have possession for a scrum.
Make it tight, eh?
As you can hear the instructions from the referee,
let's go
Ronaldo Timber just advising this player right there to make his laces tighter so that we don't have another recurring incident of shoelaces.
Bang! Set! Elbows up!
As you can hear the referee Ronaldo Timber just asking the Impis player whether they want to go for a change of footwear. The player being passing because there has been a miss so far, both in the first and second half.
Tambula bata? You're okay? Offside detail?
Offside detail. Oh, Aguni. You're more. Tuatubira kwa Impis.
Impis yegututena mpata wagulu.
Bagusambi.
Nebavujira.
Bagusambi.
Offer what?
Offer kick.
Offer kick off.
Offer kick.
Devera offer kick off.
Okay.
Offer kick off. Until you have more, that's when you go scrum down the team ball. When you offer kick, so you had possession, and then you were quarter. Maybe you were going to collapse.
As you can see in that shot, that is the referee Ronaldo Timber just consulting his assistant referee right there, Ruben Opesa, under the proceedings of the game. Just a few clarifications on the law of the maul and the holding that just happened right there. Desmond Oimana to throw for the Impis. We'll gain possession.
Serak! Ball is open. You're off. Daga komawa guru.
Slow now.
Roll away. Get back.
As you can see, the Impis player is stuck at the
Roll
base
away, roll away.
of that track right there.
Roll
He's
away.
still struggling to get back on side right there.
Chirag.
Buffaloes are edging closer and closer.
Not yet, not yet.
They could finally get their second try. Because again, if only they're just patient, and that is the Buffaloes try. There it comes. And it is that player, Kennedy Muhumuza, formerly of the Impis and now of the Buffaloes, who scored an add salt in the wood of his home side. The Buffaloes have now 18, with the conversion to come from Yasin Waswa. Yasin makes no mistake from the tee. And now the Buffalo have gone a whole 9 points ahead in the first leg of this fixture that was thought to be closer and tighter than it is actually turning out to be.
Captain, what do you want? A scrum re-kick? Scrum. Serve a scrum.
The Impis continue being their own enemies. It's such a simple aspect of the game, like restarting, going all wrong for them and handing unfettered possession to the Buffaloes.
Seconds in. Crouch. Bang. Set.
Marcus scores. Very good.
The Impis player right there had the awareness to that he was in his own 22, received and called mark immediately, and that is the protection that you enjoy when you have a proper grasp of the game. So the Buffaloes line out, but still in the Impis half.
Lift her wide. Yeah. Guys, set 10. But is there? Open, open. Black, red, come closer. There. Play. Was it a tackle? It was open where the guy can receive the ball. It's a leg, no. He's a leg, no. It was a leg.
Give him.
If I read,
Watch away. This is not touch. This is not touch.
the leg. Hey, I'm going to change my mind. Eh? It was off the leg. Lift her.
You can hear the referee Ronaldo Timber calling his house to order, just explaining that that ball came off the foot of the Impis player and it wasn't a knock-on.
No hands, no hands, no hands. You didn't support your weight. You had your elbows on the ground. Captain, talk to me.
Once again, the Impis have a very big decision to make here with the penalty, and they once again go for points. And it is once again that player, Darren Aene, who is called upon to close that deficit on the Buffaloes. Hasn't been so lucky today. It hasn't been his kicking day, but he has managed only one penalty. Sorry, make that two. He has managed 2 penalties from so many kicks, and maybe this could be the next point he puts on board. Once again, that kick isn't good, and the Buffaloes will have to think themselves lucky, while the Impis will have to think about
If the ball drops, then you can
changing
come.
their approach, maybe looking at other options, whether they kick, whether they go for the line out.
Make sure about
Too
the
many
kicker.
options to pick from.
Captain, what do you want? You want a re-kick? You want a line out? You want a scrum? You want a scrum? Eh? Serve a scrum here. Kick straight out.
Bring it dead.
Yes, Seminals were kicking the ball straight out from a 22-meter drop, and now the Impis elect to take the scrum from that point. On a day when the scrum has been stable from both sides.
Bang! Set! Set! No hands! Who? Release! Get back. Say. Get back. Release. Get back. Hey, number 1.
Inside.
Roll away.
Inside. Go, let's go inside. Inside.
Get back.
As you can see, that is Captain Clarence Mumza leading from the front and just getting his scrum half Trevor Kabanda out of the way and telling him, get out of the way, let the big boys work, because this is the area where we thrive, and this is somewhere that we want to pick some points from.
You are alone, Cloud. Wait, watch out for number 9.
Has Gavin Tiago found a 50-20?
It was off a kick, eh? It was off a kick. Let's have a kick. Oliaga nti bamukubye letako wali. It was off a kick. Akubye omupira ne bamchaji. It was off a kick, Captain. Let's have a line out.
The Impis found themselves in a very good attacking position, and that opportunity once again went begging. And now they have another attacking opportunity with the line out that they have to contest against the Buffalo. Ronald Kanyanya to throw.
Roll away, roll away. No, no.
In the final minute of this game
Roll away, roll away. One minute. Get back, get back.
The Buffaloes are making sure to check every rock.
Release.
Making sure they try to contest everything on that pitch, especially those rocks. But the Impis are equal to them, protecting their ball so well. Clive Lumo had almost opened up a gap right there, but he couldn't release his arms to release his player who was on the outside. Now the Impis form a mall in the middle of the pitch. And the Buffaloes are scrambling to defend that, not knowing how to deal with it.
Get back on the side. Release. No hands. You're not taking the ball.
And that opportunity goes begging once again.
I know it's just a way. No, yes, it was.
The game ends unceremoniously at the Makere graveyard with that kick from Jonathan Mageze, who kicks it straight out while the Impis were in a good attacking position. And now the first leg ends 20-11 for the Buffaloes. We shall now wait for the next game.
And they are going to pay their respect to Sydney Kawowo. For now, DJ, give us music and we'll bring details of the after party.
Captain.
Impis 11, to the Buffaloes 20, and that's a wrap.
Captain.
In Mombasa, Kenya Legends 15, Uganda Legends 16,
Good game.
As you can see, the Buffaloes are celebrating that victory at the graveyard after defeating the Makere Impis 20-11. And now the Impis are looking very distraught, but they haven't given up yet. As we remember, in the quarterfinals, they lost here to the Cubs and then went to the Kampala Rugby and made the unthinkable. But as you can see, the Buffaloes are still celebrating their win, but they know that in the second leg it is going to be a whole different ball game, because that will be the game that will be able to decide who wins and who loses and who goes through to the next stage of this competition, as both sides have never advanced to the semi-finals, let alone the finals of this competition. It has been Kawowo Sports from the Makere graveyard. And just to go through a few statistics right here. Obviously the final score is 20-11, but by the end of the 80 minutes, both the Buffaloes and the Impis had 10 visits to each other's. But the Buffaloes and Impis had 10 visits each to the others 22. They scored, the Buffaloes scored 2 tries while the Impis only managed 1 try. And of course, the Buffaloes had 4 line breaks, many of them coming from Yasin Waswa and a fullback, Humphrey Ndahura, while the Impis only managed 1. The Buffaloes made 23 territorial kicks while the Impis had 19, and the Buffaloes conceded 11 penalties while Impis conceded only 5. Both teams received a yellow card on the day. A yellow card for Douglas Musoke for the Buffaloes and a yellow card for Clarence Mumza for the Impis. We now wait for the second leg at the Chadondo Rugby Club this Friday to see who advances to the final. This is Kawowo Sports. This has been Joseph Man Mumza and our producer Fred coming to you from the Makerere Graveyard Rugby Pitch.
My coach.
Hello, I'm standing here at the graveyard with the incredible coach Onen. Coach Onen, you're victorious today. How does it feel to win at this ground that is very tough?
Yeah, so I think for us we came knowing that it's not going to be easy for us. It's always a tough game away from our home. But a good contest from both sides. Not to take it away from Impis, but a very good fight. Couple of silly errors on both sides, but I think we managed to pull it off at the end of it all.
Yes, you talk about the silly errors, but fortunately for you and for Impis, those errors weren't punished today as both scrums actually showed up, unlike the regular season game where the scrum almost didn't show up on one end. But today, what do you think your scrum did right that they didn't do in the regular season?
Yeah, I think for us we knew that we don't need to give their backs an opportunity to attack off their scrum. So the scrum the last time, it didn't look quite so good. We reviewed it and then we had to make some changes in how we started this particular game. I think it was a good contest on both sides and we contained them in the forwards there. So I think that was a very good positive for us and it gave the boys momentum to keep going, because if it was a situation whereby with a running over a scrum, then it would be very different. So it also gave us a very good attacking base moments we had the ball.
Of course, also your line-out was very functional today. Captain Joseph Teko was jumping very well and plucking some of those balls from the sky. But also it helps when you have about 3 throwers on your bench. Did that factor into today's game, or you didn't need to use all your throwing options?
Yeah, I think we had to use the throwing options because they had 3 throwing options. So in a stage like this, you need to make sure you have utility all around. And if a set piece fails, and for us it was very important for this particular game, set piece was a key thing we needed to achieve so that we can pull it off. I think the balls worked twice so well, got ourselves into the other zone. We were not so clinical enough to do the finishing. And we let ourselves down in the first half with some errors on the breakdown. And I think we managed to fix some of them in second half by having some turnovers off the breakdown. I think generally it was a good contest. And let's take the win and build up for the last outing at Chadondo.
Coach, just mention one name. Who is your man of the match for today from your team?
So for me, I'll say Douglas. He was very operational. So he was carrying that ball, moving us forward. Despite the card, yes, but he was really a machine. Couple of boys showed up, but I think he was very impressive for me with moving us forward and giving us an edge.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. At Kawowo Sports, we also have Cyrus Sebuliba of the Impis. Cyrus has been the coach for a while now, and he's very happy to see his team reach this stage of the competition. Cyrus, first of all, how do you feel for Impis to come out of relegation, not only survive in the league, but also thrive to this stage of the season, because it's not yet over, it could even be more. But how do you feel for Impis?
Yeah, of course, we are happy for that, definitely. We appreciate the boys for the effort they've put in. They've been exceptional in many games, but unfortunately not today. We really had a bad game, especially with regards to territory and putting off executing our attacks. So yeah, that's the kind of day we've had. But yeah, of course we appreciate them for getting this far, definitely.
Coach, you had very many handling errors, more than I could count, especially in the first half and some in the second half. Some of them were even unforced, others resulting in 2 penalties. How does a team like Impis with players who have a very special skill set come into a very high intense game like this one, and then they are knocking on balls?
Yeah, I could probably say the nerves, definitely, but we've worked hard on our offense. The boys, for starters, the shape of the offense was not as it should be. And that's where the handling errors come from, because in that second half, you could see a level of rugby that we wanted to play, but then diversions away from what we plan is what caused us to not score at times we were supposed to score. But it was majorly territory. We couldn't get out of our own half. That was first half, second half as well. When we did, we didn't take our opportunities. So yeah, we were basically diverting from what we trained, which is not good.
Coach, in the first 2-5 minutes of the game, everything seemed like it was going to go your way, especially when you scored that try in the fashion with which you scored it. And then how do the boys, or how does the coaching team throw all that out after 5 minutes and resort to something that looks very unfamiliar? What happened after the 5th minute?
After the 5th, of course, now definitely Buffaloes has to apply some level of pressure. But then most of the problems came from not being able to play in the right areas. We were playing in our half, the whole of first half, for many times in the second half as well. And when we got out of our half, got into their 22, the line out doesn't work out, a knock-on from another player. So handling errors, the good thing, most of the things can be corrected. So we can work on that and see how the second half, second leg goes. 9 points. Let's see what happens.
So you have a second leg at Chadondo this Friday. That is a place where you went in the regular season, and that performance is sort of reminiscent of what has just happened here today. Opening very well and then finishing poorly. When you go back to Chadondo, what are some of those areas of the game that you think you're going to improve upon?
For the finishing, I think towards the end of the game we were a little better. But yes, like you said, we started the game so well. Couldn't receive kickoffs. We've worked on that multiple times in training. Unfortunately, the boys just can't seem to execute what we want them to be done. But we're going to work around certain things, make a few changes and see what happens. But I can guarantee that's not going to happen again.
Coach, this is the last one and it's quite tough because we have talked about the errors, we have talked about all that, but we need to talk about the big one, decision making in that team. Who is making decisions for the team when there is break in play or when there is open play and all that? Who is making decisions in that team?
You mean at set piece, at penalty, because there are various decisions to be made. Of course, the captain takes over most of the time, but where we feel the boys need some help, we can try to deliver a message, but the players make the decisions and we give them that independence. That is why you see some of the coaches are really unhappy because we are disappointed with somehow of the decisions were made. But we believe we can rectify that and perform better next day.
So do you also believe that you've equipped these players well enough to make those decisions on their own?
Sure. They've made them under pressure against Cobs. They've made them under pressure against other teams, against Heathens. So they are capable of doing that. But sometimes things just don't go your way. You trust yourself. You back yourself in a certain decision. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So yeah, it's that kind of day. But we have to rectify quite a lot, and we are going to do that. Trust me.
All right, Coach. Best of luck going forward, and we'll see what happens at Chadondo.
Sure. Thank you. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much. That was Cyrus Sebuliba right here at the Makerere Graveyard. He is the coach of the Makerere Impis. We have also talked to Coach Cyrus Onen, who was very happy with these players, particularly Douglas Mosoke. And I think Douglas is a very lucky boy because he's going to get away with that yellow card that he has conceded today. But overall, both coaches, whereas one is happy and the other is sad, but at least they are both satisfied with what their players have pulled off today, and we shall be waiting to see what they deliver when we go to Chadondo on this Friday at exactly 4 p.m. at Chadondo for the return leg. The difference is 9 points. The Buffaloes having 20 points and the Impis having 11 points. But remember, they came back from 11. They came back from 11 points against the Cobs. Whether they can do it again against Buffaloes, we shall be there to broadcast and show you everything at the Chadondo Rugby Club this Friday.